Okay.
Okay, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dear participants. On behalf of myself and my colleague, Professor Liodakis, we would like to welcome you in one more session about the Athena Alumni Talks. The main objective of this series of talks is like to provide the floor, to give the floor to our graduate students in order to discuss with them how relevant are our curricula, what we should change in order to have a better communication and better alignment with the market priorities and what the companies are looking for from our graduate students. So it's a great pleasure to have one more Athena alumni student, this time from the Hellenic Mediterranean University. Of course, the moment that Nikolaos was a student in our university, we had a different name and different status, I would say. And I think that now our status has been upskilled, I would say, like because we can provide PhD degrees that we could not do this before 5 years. So we have our graduate student Nikolaos Falessakis from the Department of Natural Resources and Environment, if I'm using the correct terms. Nikolaos has a lot of activities. Nowadays, he's working on applications regarding smart cities. I will give the floor to Nikolaos, and first of all, I would like to thank you very much for your time. It's not easy to identify contributors in this series of talks, and we are 10 universities. I think that thanks to George and thanks to our graduate students, we have a good representation of the Hellenic Mediterranean universities in this series of talks. So, Nikolaos, the floor is yours for the next 20 minutes in order to guide us through your career pathway and, of course, to discuss later on your suggestions for the university's stakeholders and governance, how we can be improved. The floor is yours, Nikolaos.
Thank you very much for Konstantinos for the invitation and Mr. Liodakis for this invitation.
Nikolaos,
the love for my university was also big, and it keeps it follows me all these years. So when I received this invitation, the answer to answer possibly it was one way. How I came to in this position to be a managing director of in the company, and also to work on a smart city systems. It's a long trip. It's close to 20 years business trip, let's say. It starts from Hania. If I can make a rapid correlation through Hania, I get through the university in Hania, I get the access to Erasmus program, and then I went to Denmark, and there I get a second bachelor's degree as a mechanical engineer. And when my life path find me in Cyprus, I did another master's degree, combining the mechanical engineering knowledge and the knowledge from my degree as an environmental engineer, and I did my master's degree on oil and gas and offshore engineering. During this process, I was working on the field of environment and on energy simultaneously. The hard core of my company is that is a system. We are system integrators, and we're working on automation sector, and mainly on the water, smart water system, irrigation, waste management, etc. These systems have the automation system have the same principle as the smart city systems. You have a measuring sensor that measures something, for example, electrochemical sensor or electromagnetic sensor, And you have a communication network and a control platform. The same concept on the SCADA system or automation system we have also with the smart city applications. Back in 2018, I visited in a business trip in Portugal. I saw in an expo with the name Web Summit the first smart parking product as a project, as a concept. And then we work with my team and we bring it to our knowledge and we participate in public tenders here in Cyprus. And we win the Paphos smart parking tender back in 2021. And the first challenge was to convince the municipality, convince our partners that we are capable to do that. And the other challenge was to implement it. And I can tell you that this project is the first smart parking project in Cyprus. And as far as I know, it was one of the biggest smart parking projects in Europe, because we have deployed more than 3,000 sensors in the field, in the road for each in its parking lot. And these sensors, they talk with a new protocol, communication protocol with the name LoRa. LoRa one. One sentence to understand what is a LoRa network is like Wi-Fi for the public sector, and especially for smart IoT devices. They allow a device to transmit and receive information with very low energy consumption. And this was a huge challenge for all the players in the market. We are in a very glad position at the moment to have this system operate more than 1.5 years with the great results. To achieve on that, several times in my career, I took risks. Risks which I didn't know the results, but I believe in my abilities. I believe in my powers. Something that I understand during the middle of my career, it was that no one is perfect. No one knows everything. So, if I can say briefly an advice to the students now is that try. Don't be fear to try. Try fast, fail fast, and try again. If I can say that, I have in my mind as a briefly description. If Konstantinos, before you mentioned several questions, if you want something to elaborate, please let me know.
Thank you. There is a strange noise at the back, background noise. I don't know from where does it come, because everyone is muted. I think that comes from you, but anyhow, Nikolaos, I have some.
Now it's better.
Now it's better. Yeah.
Okay.
I have some questions. Thank you very much for this first introduction of your profile, Nikolaos. I would like to disagree in something that you mentioned towards the end, so I will start from the end. You mentioned, I know what do you mean, but you mentioned fail fast. Am I right? But I will say fail forward. Because if you fail fast, probably you are going to feel disappointment. But if you fail forward, you have the resilience in order to learn from your mistakes and build on these mistakes. That this is exactly what did you mention, a tip of success. Like to dare, try, evaluate, react, adapt, and move on. But I will
agree.
Rephrase the fail fast with the fail forward. I would like to ask you, because this is the thing that always, we are asking our alumni alumni students is like, if you go back, what are the competencies and the knowledge regarding technical or even soft skills that your undergraduate studies or your studies helped you in order to be introduced into the market world? I mean, are there any elements from your undergraduate studies that have particularly helped you in order to move on? Yes or no? If yes, what are these elements?
I will be honest with you. Back then, the answer is no.
No.
The first approach back then, it was with a practical exercise that we have to do back then in order to get our degree. And that it was our first approach with the market. That it was the final semester after 4 years. After 3.5 years. We should have this exposure earlier, if I want to say that. And an advice to the students now it will be try to be involved in projects because that projects, it will be your reference in a future interview. It's also what I'm looking when I'm doing an interview. I would like to know or to understand a candidate what project has work on it. And working on a project, you will get much more knowledge and experience. Actually, you get an experience than reading and passing some exercise. Some exams. The process that stay on you is the project that you have worked on, because it coming you're facing the challenges, you're forcing yourself to answer questions and deliver something. So this process helps you to be developed.
Mm-hmm. However, yeah, I agree. So I'm going to keep from your answers that you would like, these hands-on projects, these, like experiments should be introduced much earlier during the undergraduate studies.
Yes,
and,
yes.
From what did I understand in your case, in the final semester of your studies. I mean, this is very important, to do and build things. But I will counter back on this, that in order to realize what are you doing, in order to realize and understand the data that you receive in order to improve your system, you should have a very strong theoretical background, because this is, your mindset and your power in order to understand what are you measuring, and also to innovate in some cases, that what I'm getting, I can do, I have these options. And I think theoretically and experimental work, they should go together. I think that, our graduate students, they should be trained how to combine knowledge. Do not have isolated units. Now I'm doing digital electronics. No, life is not only digital electronics. In a problem that you will face in real life, probably you will need digital electronics and at the same time marketing knowledge, or even, other computer like programming. I think that this is the combination that we should somehow in the universities, if it is not impossible, because we have a different setup to introduce. But I agree.
It's absolutely right what you mentioned, Konstantinos, because you have to combine knowledge, and you never know in which place you will be and what task you have to deliver.
Exactly.
A smart parking system, it has magnetic sensor, it has civil works, it has network communication, it has also commercial, it has environmental aspects. It has several parameters that all my knowledge during the previous years helped me be in position to support this project and convince the shareholder of my company, convince my partners, convince the municipality that we are in position to deliver that project.
This is, very correct. And on this topic, I would like to ask you, because I'm trying during the info days for the students to tell them, look, the biggest opportunity that you have during your undergraduate studies is your trainship period. Like when you go for trainship for 3 or 6 months, take this opportunity, because it's the first, I will say, how can I say, the whole, the first, the first room between the best link between academic life and real life. And I thought I strongly encourage them, do not do your trainship within a university laboratory. I think that you are not going to get so many things as if you go to your company, for example, that you would like to hire people in order, to spend some time in your laboratory. Can you please tell us a little bit more what kind of profile of students are you looking for, not only from the technical point of view, but also from the personal point of view? What kind of soft skills you would like the students to come and be useful for you, because they should be useful.
Konstantinos, your question is very good question, because technicians and educated people are plenty outside in the market. What we are missing is people with soft skills, because a company, it's a result of people. So it's difficult and challenging to make all these people to work together and work for a long time. So you need the soft skills in order to overcome difficult moments, difficult periods. You need soft skills to the candidates or your partners, your colleagues, to be reactive, proactive. And how we work here in internet is that we don't know everything. We expect from you, from our colleagues, to give us their knowledge, give us their feedback. I left from university 20 years ago. So when I'm hiring a new electrician, I'm expecting from him to give, to feed us with new things, new information, new knowledge, new approaches, new systems. So it doesn't matter to be a good engineer. We need also to work on soft skills, and the soft skills is we should work on our soft skills, all of us, for all our life. I'm working on my soft skills daily, and as much more moving forward, I need to work even more.
Mm-hmm. This is absolutely correct, Nikolaos. I mean, we are very happy in Hellenic Mediterranean University that we have introduced to Athena, through our activities, the Athena Soft Skills Academy. In the last 3 years,
Yes.
we have a semester course and workshops that they happen at the end of May. You are more than welcome to come. We can invite you to come as a part of we can cover your expenses to come and teach our students in these workshops.
Thank you.
At the end of May, using the Erasmus funds, because you are part of you are an industrial partner. I will send you an email in order, someone to speak to our students during these workshops. This is the end of a semester course in soft skills that we are running. A market stakeholder, why they are important. I
will be glad for that.
I still remember an interview from Boston Consulting that they used to say we invite them from their resume, but we hire them because of their soft skills. And this discussion happened before 10 or 15 years. I don't remember now how many years. I still keep, this statement on my mind. And I can see, a lack of soft skills, even from professionals, not only the young students. I mean, it's obvious that professionals, they lack soft skills. Particularly,
I can give you...
Please.
Yes, Konstantinos, I can give you 2 examples. It doesn't matter if you are a great engineer, if you don't have negotiation skills, and to negotiate a price, negotiate a system, because at the other side of the table, you have humans, you have human beings. You must know how to act, how to react. And another parameter that you mentioned, it was here in university here in Cyprus, they have the career office, and they send us invitation if we can offer position without payment for 2 months here in our offices, and we replied positively. And even we proposed even for psychologists to visit us, because we want to develop a tool in order to check what is the characteristic of the existing team, leadership, etc., and the new candidates, to screening the new candidates and see how a new candidate can enhance our histogram, if I can say, if an analysis on a histogram. Unfortunately, they didn't reply, the students. So this is another bad element, that the students usually they quit soon.
Because they fail backwards, not forwards. Their resilience is like low, and I think that we should do a lot of things, from the university. I mean, in the university, we should prepare them to be better professionals. And if this happens, means that the universities have failed in these aspects.
Can I give you my personal example? Something I remember right now. I'm going back my memory, and I'm thinking back in 2001. I have dyslexia, for example, and in 2000, when I was in the high school, they said to my parents that I will not be able to finish the school. I was lucky because I have my parents. They work a lot with psychologists, with the professionals at that moment, and they helped me to overcome this challenge, this difficulty. When I was the first year on the university, I didn't say that to anybody. I was ashamed. I didn't know. I didn't want to give exams with special treatment that it is for the people with dyslexia. This was it was a mistake. It cost me a semester of bad performance. And then I decided, no, I have to stop. I have to say to my teachers that I have dyslexia, and I have to give my final exams in a different way, with a different approach. And in this element of my dyslexia, and maybe is and my continuous effort to improve myself, to be better when I was, it is what make me to be in this position right now. So even you have a problem, if you are not good in physics, in mathematics, in something, don't worry about it. You can be good in other elements, in other topics. So don't be afraid to try.
I agree with you, Nikos, and I would like to add on, what did you say? It's not, what does it mean to be good or to be very good? I mean, you should be very good and good in the whole of your life. So it's exactly what you mentioned. You should try all over your life in order to become better, as you mentioned at the beginning. I think this should be the attitude that we should develop and cultivate to our students every day, to be better. This does not mean that you are the worst or the best one. You should be better every day. I would like to continue my question. That you mentioned that during your career you have used Erasmus project.
Yes.
Am I right? Can you tell us a little bit more about this? How did Erasmus help you? I mean, what kind of skills did the Erasmus experience introduce to you as Nikos and as a professional later on?
First, the Hellenic Mediterranean University, now with a new name, helped me to be part of an Erasmus project. So the first thank you is on the department that back then they helped me to go abroad. Long story short, I finished my, all the exams from the back in 2006, and it was pending my thesis and chemistry, if I remember correct. Back then, yes. Back then, it was a period of 3. We lost 3 semester. I don't know how to say καταλήψεις. During, I don't know how to translate that.
Student, let's say student, revolutions against,
Exactly. Maybe some of them I was part 2. I don't remember. But due to this challenge, I left from Creta. I went to Athens. I started working. I started working in good in international companies like Philip Morris or other companies. I was making very good money at the moment, so I didn't have the need of my degree, and I leave it on the back side of my mind. Back in 2010, 11, the economic crisis in Greece, it was huge everywhere. I get fired, and I said, "Hey, where I am, what I'm doing, I don't have a degree. I left from my university 5 years ago. I have to do something to recover this time." And I thought a good idea is to go abroad. And then I don't have money. How I will go abroad? And then I thought I have pending my final thesis, so I will go with Erasmus to do my final thesis, and I will try to finish my degree, and on the same time to be abroad and get the experience from this program. And now I collect some money during the 6-8 months before to go, because I went to the winter semester, and there I went to Denmark, and I was lucky because the dean of that university, it was from Creta, Mr. Professor Falessakis. And the experience of Erasmus program, and specifically with Aarhus University, I'm sorry, it was exceptional and unique from the first moment. They accept me, the all communication, and they accept me with 2 emails. No more. In 2 emails, they have accepted me, and I know where I have to go and what I have to do. When I went there, they tell me, "Nikos, you have the option because you have done all your courses. You have professional experience in a construction company. If you stay 1 more semester and cover this amount of ECTH units, you can get a second bachelor degree." And then I work hard. I study hard. I pass all the courses with the first. The examination system in Denmark is totally different than it was in Greece.
Can you please elaborate a little bit?
Yes. The only course that it has written exams, it was mechanical engineering. And during the course, they allow us to have whatever we want: computer, laptop, internet, notes, everything.
I would like to add on this something. This is very important because in real life, when you are going to be called to solve a problem, you will have with you whatever you have around. They're not going to tell you, you're not using computers, you are not using the encyclopedia. And I totally agree that this is a very friendly market assessment method. It's very close to what market is going to ask you. You can have whatever you want. It's up to you to use your material in order to solve a problem. I totally agree with this approach.
And trust me, it was maybe one of few times that not only because of me, but because also my colleagues, the rest of the students, no one think or try to steal from already solved exercises. Everybody try to solve the exercises through with our knowledge. All the rest courses, it was verbal. The examination was through a committee. It was 3 professors, and it was very easy for them to understand if you have a knowledge about the topic and how much depth you have on your topic. So the Erasmus program helped me a lot because I extend the program, I get additional funding for the additional 6 months, and I'm grateful for that because it helps me to have a second bachelor degree in mechanical engineer, which is in Denmark. I was able to be a member of the engineers association in Denmark, and then helped me to move with a master on oil and gas and offshore engineering.
Thank you very much. Very clear. And thank you.
And also to mention something more, it was the first time after a long time back then that I felt smart. And what I mentioned before, try to be involved in more projects as possible. Back then, we developed the first North European Earthship house. This was a project coordinated by students. The students, the university there, it has architecture, it has business department, mechanical department, architect department, and the students together, they said, let's do a project, let's do an Earthship house. And each department work on a specific topic. But there is a department, they call them business engineers. The students, they didn't work only on engineering aspects, they work also to figure out ways for fundraising. They call local companies and they request materials to build the house. And the knowledge, the experience that we get, all of us, that we was enabled on this project, they followed me until now.
Excellent suggestions and excellent example back then how the multidisciplinary supports and qualifies all of us, towards the correct direction. I would like to give the floor to Professor Liodakis. He has raised his hand.
Yes, thank you, Kostas. Thank you also, Nikos, for your presentations from your experiences. My question is a technical one. As you mentioned before, most of the installations of the systems you deploy in Cyprus are based on the LoRa technology. What are the prospects, the perspectives of using 5G, for example, narrowband IoT and so on? What is the acceptance from the market actually of 5G, narrowband IoT, and so on for deploying IoT systems?
In the market, it's open. Regarding the public tenders, who influence and determine what technology it will be used is the consultant or the authority by themselves. There are currently tenders that we participate that they was open regarding the communication protocol, and we have offered smart parking system and smart water systems using the NB-IoT protocol currently. And right now I'm working on a very big tender. It's a national tender, and this tender requires the communication to be based on NB-IoT exclusively.
Okay, thank you.
If you ask me now my personal, opinion about those protocols, I believe a hybrid system, it will be, it has the most benefit instead to use one or the other.
Mhm.
Thank you, Nikos.
And towards the closing, Nikolaos, I'm going to hire you as the rector of the Hellenic Mediterranean University. Tell me.
I will send my CV.
No. I'm kidding. I'm kidding because I'm recording.
Yes,
But
yes.
I would like to give you the floor as an ex-student. I'm giving you the authority for 1 week to do whatever you want. Like in Hellenic Mediterranean University, this does not mean the rector is doing whatever he wants. But let's say that, imagine the idea. What are the 3 things that you are going to do in order to improve the educational program of a university? In this particular case, Hellenic Mediterranean University. 3 things. Now you are from the market point of view. What are the 3 things that you are going to do?
I will call local companies to visit the university to make a speech about their businesses and challenge the students to figure out how they can help them to improve the challenges that they're facing. With no rules, no requirements. I will. Second thing.
You have 30 seconds.
I will give a bonus assignment to students to come with an idea, with a project, and if they execute it, to get this bonus credits to pass a course, for example.
I will link this with challenges that our society or even the university or their departments face. Thank you. And the third one? Make the exams like in Denmark.
Yes.
Okay,
Definitely.
It easier, So
No, you didn't make my life easier. If I can say that, I will say the same.
Okay.
It will be beneficial for all, with no additional stress, with more effective education system for all.
Make open exams. I kept all your suggestions. I will try to implement with your help. I will call you again and other alumni through our network, HMU, Athena, Maribor. We have Professor Tatiana Velzer with us. She's very friendly and very close to the students, I can tell you, because I'm a very good observer, so I can tell you for sure this. I would like to thank you, Nikolaos, for your contribution. I think that this series of talks from our alumni are the best that we can get as an academics, apart of the students, that they should be more in our activities. But as you said, at the beginning, it's hard. It becomes easier with the commitment, with the devotions that we have in order to make a better university for all of us, for academic students, administrators, for Europe as well. So thank you.
Don't forget that the university is an educational system.
It's like, I would say, a learning and innovation center. Should be.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. I would like to thank all of you for your participation.
Yes.
The video will be uploaded. Congratulations, Nikos. Keep going.
Thank you very much.
Be in touch for sure
Thank you very much for your
ideas
time.
and contributions. Thank you and have a nice evening. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.